Well, if you can't beat them, you might as well join them. Well, this hero from another world took things literally and went even beyond that. This hero, to free his dead comrades and brothers, decided to marry an Eldritch goddess. And before we dig deeper into this messed up situation, I would really appreciate it if you guys would like, subscribe, and be sure to hit that bell icon and keep yourself notified of all our latest new videos. So yeah, coming back, you heard me right. An Eldritch goddess. However, to put some context into the situation, I'll explain a little bit on who the hero is and what his ground is for his motives. You see, just like any other isekai out there, the heroes are summoned to deal with the great evil in the world. And in this case, it's the Eldritch gods. Yes, plural. There are many of them, and they are broken as shit. Their mere existence can wreak havoc onto the fabric of time and space itself. And in any case, this main character is summoned to this foreign world along with a few other companions to fight the Eldritch gods. One big glaring problem though is that they lose every single time. And what's even worse is that the main character himself, Lindsay, is an immortal cursed to watch all his companions across limitless time periods die and fail again and again in taking out the Eldritch gods. Their only hope for ever returning home. With nothing but time on his side, he becomes so powerful, I dare say, he becomes on par with the Eldritch gods. He then erects a shrine dedicated for the souls of all his companions with tombstones all over the place. Banished from time itself, unable to die, he finally gives up. Realizing how lonely his existence is and decides to change it. Lindsay learns how to summon the Eldritch Mother Goddess, or as he later calls her, Nevi. With the summoning ritual complete, a giant door with a huge eye on it appears, and from within that door, the voice of the Mother Goddess echoes. He then asks her for something that no one in a billion years would ever expect. He asks the Mother Goddess to marry him. Flustered and out of words, the Mother Goddess struggles to regain her composure while trying to figure out his motives, to which he emphasizes that his existence is a lonely one. And the only way to end this loneliness is to marry an immortal like him and be together forever. Honestly, that's pretty wholesome, I gotta say. Holding the ring in his hand and awaiting a response, the doors open and out those doors comes a stunning lady with tentacles for hair and horns. This is the Eldritch Mother Goddess, Nevi. Accepting his request on impulse and realizing what she did, Nevi loses her composure yet again. Lindsay wastes no time at all and almost immediately asks her to create progeny with him, something she enjoys and is quite familiar with. And I mean, she is the mother goddess of all progeny. However, what Lindsay had in mind was way different than what she thought he meant. As we all might have figured, Lindsay wanted a piece of that juicy ass of hers to make passionate, non-stop love, impregnating Nevi eventually. But before being able to discuss things more with her to-be husband, Nevi realizes that the link between the Shrine of Reality and the Eldritch was still open, and that Lilith, her red-head familiar, and Baru, her butler, were listening in. Nevi then abruptly leaves her new husband stranded in the shrine, heads back to her realm to explain what will happen next, and she even invites all the Eldritch gods to a meeting, something they did very few times in a millennia, to discuss the new matter at hand. During the meeting, everyone is fired up and raring to know what they were summoned, while Nevi is busy tickling her taste buds with all sorts of delicacies. Running out of the last sliver of patience they had for her, the goddess mother explains that Lindsay proposed to her, and that she accepted. An immortal human marrying an Eldritch god that is able to rip the fabric of time and space on a whim. Nothing could go wrong here, right? It's not like that this marriage in itself smells kinda fishy. And honestly, you're kinda right to believe that. Because in the time that Nevi was explaining her proposal to the other gods and entities in her realm, Lindsay was sitting with a gloomy face lighting a small match only for a faceless knight, and the knight knows he is part of Lindsay's imagination, which makes him wonder how long has it been since they died for Lindsay to forget his face. Oh, it wasn't long though, it was just a mere 95 million something years. Yeah, no big deal, right? Lindsay had lost so many friends during those times, and being close to the Eldritch goddess mother caused his curse in his heart to go haywire. It was as if his own body was telling him that these gods should disappear from this world if he ever hopes to achieve his one single goal in life of gaining back his freedom and that of his long-departed companions. With Nevi accepting his proposal, his plan was already set into motion. A plan that will guarantee the end of all the evil gods for good. For this plan to work, Lindsay will have to bide his time and plan carefully his next steps in eradicating those powerful, villainous gods. With Nevi's return, the couple head to a church that was founded by one of his companions. In order to finalize their marriage and make it official, the committee in the church asked them lots of questions, and since Lindsay had been living in the shrine of reality for eons, they discovered that he is broke as hell. In other words, he has no house, and no, the Shrine of Eternity doesn't count, even though they tried to make it seem as if it was a great spacious house with a view to the stars. Something the committee interpreted as a glass home with no means of supporting his wife or children, if they ever have any. With their backs against the wall, news of a new evil cult abducting women and using them for evil rituals is revealed, something that drives Nevi into an outrage, losing control of her powers. Thinking that her cover was blown and identity revealed, Nevi decides to kill everyone, including everything in the city to cover up her true identity. Luckily, though, Lindsay was less of a hothead and actually thought of a way out of the mess. Now, what he did was utter genius. A cliche, but still utter genius. He convinced the committee of a sad, tragic past of Nevi losing her parents to cultists worshipping evil gods, and ever since that day, she decided to become an evil god/cult hunter. We all know for a fact that that was a load of horseshit, but still the committee swallowed it up and ate it like macaroni and cheese. They believed them, even sympathized with them, to the point one of the committee members gave them the reins on what they should do in order to finalize their wedding and make it official. God, what a legend. The first step, of course, was finding a job that pays well in order to buy themselves a home, something that will form the cornerstone for their life moving forward as a married couple. I swear to God, this manual was just straight up trolling me for like the first 10 chapters. So every freaking time I think it's getting a little bit serious and action-packed, it slaps me back to my senses in reality, revealing that all of it was but a silly joke. Starting off with the characters and how they act up to the part where an Immortal decided to marry an Eldritch goddess. I mean, the entire premise of the manual is a joke, a silly gag, a load of hooliganry and tomfoolery, if you will. But still, it was an interesting read to say the least, and I am invested so far into this manual at least until I figure out just what the master plan of Lindsay is to take out all the Eldritch gods with one fell swoop. Until then, I guess, I'll just have to read and wait. Of course, it comes without a second thought that as soon as such updates drop, I'll be sharing them with you, my beloved viewers, as well. However, until then, we just will have to take what we got for now and hope for the best, aka the continuation of this manhwa. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments down below if you have any other interesting manhwa or manga in mind for me to check out. And as for now, we'll catch you later. See you in the next one.